It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and all that's missing is your usual morning coffee. But wait, what's this? You're out of coffee? No need to panic just yet, however. Luckily, you have a convenience store right around the corner. So you rush to the store, pick up your favorite brand, and pay for the product plus the customary 15% tip. Oh, and let's not forget the security officer too, of course. Finally, we have our coffee and can get this morning started. Wait just a minute.
Back up a bit. Tipping cashiers and security officers isn't customary. Doing so will be weird. But why though? I mean, we tip waiters and taxi drivers among others, so why not tip cashiers, for example? Why tip some, but not others? And while we're at it, why do we tip at all? And is it something we can do without? Spoiler alert, we can, and the sooner we'll be done with it, the better. So, without further ado, let's go over the reasons why you shouldn't tip. Let's start with the greatest misconception of them all. Tipping rewards good service. The logic is simple enough, right? By knowing he might be tipped, the service giver will be motivated into giving great service. Sounds about right. After all, getting paid is the reason why he's there in the first place. Well, here's the thing. Studies have continuously found no correlation between the quality of service and the tip's percentages. Whether the server was good or bad, they were practically tipped the same amount. Moreover, many countries who have a reputation for excellent service do not require you to tip at all, but we'll get to that later. So if the quality of service does not significantly impact tipping, then what does? A number of different factors were found to have a significant effect. The server's age, sex, figure, and even breast size. These were all larger factors than the quality of service. In other words, it's not an even playing field. An unattractive person's income will be hindered compared to his attractive peer, despite performing just as good of a job. And further than that, tipping might even promote sexual harassment. 71% of women who work as service givers in the restaurant industry say they were sexually harassed at least once. That's the highest rate out of any industry. A possible explanation to this might be the power dynamic that forms when a customer knows that the worker relies on his tip. Workers may feel like they must put up with inappropriate behavior and comments in order to secure the tip. We can support this theory by comparing the rate of sexual harassment incidents among tipped and non-tipped workers. 76% versus 52% respectively. Therefore, by banishing tipping, we can also greatly reduce the number of sexual harassment incidents. Let's picture a scenario where the customer left a 5% tip. The waiter, upon receiving the tip, will probably be worried that the customer thought he did a lousy job. The customer, upon leaving the tip, will probably be worried that he is being perceived as cheap. Both parties' fear of judgment will leave them unhappy with the current situation, so the customer will feel compelled to leave a bigger tip in order to avoid this situation. In other words, we are practically being held prisoners into leaving larger tips, while our wardens are our need for social approval and fear of confrontation. Earlier, we stated that it's not customary to tip in many countries, meaning it's a social construct, a custom we created that is not a necessity for the business's existence. It's not like a restaurant will stop existing if the employer will have to pay more to make up for the part of the salary that came from the tips. If a customer had to pay $10 for a meal itself plus $2 tip, now he will just pay the $12 directly for the meal. That is how it works in many countries where tipping is either non-existent or not customary, and how every other business has operated since forever, pretty much. Let's take a step back for a moment and think about the concept itself behind tipping. Think about the following sentence. I am going to be nice to you because I want you to give me money. Isn't there something that feels fundamentally wrong with this sentence? I mean, do we really want to live in a world where people's motivation to be kind to one another is personal gain? Okay, let's not be naive. This is always at least part of the reason, but when you hold the door for someone or when you help an old man carry his groceries, you're not doing it because you expect a tap on the shoulder or because you expect to get some money out of it. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. Why should it be any different when you provide a service or simply perform your job like you're paid to? So we saw that whether tipping even exists in a certain occupation is pretty much arbitrary. It doesn't actually improve the quality of the service, it leaves both parties feeling judged, it's discriminatory and encourages sexual harassment, and we also saw that the service in various countries is great without them and that a business can survive just fine without it. Now, having said all that, we know that not leaving a tip is easier said than done. That is due to our fear of confrontation and judgment as we saw earlier. But it might be consoling to consider that being in the forefront of a social change has historically usually been difficult, no matter how just the cause. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a tip. Like, comment, and subscribe.